founder of Further Impact. So he's going to engage with the project beneficiaries, which are Abongile Mona, Nceba, Vagad. So I'm going to hand it over to you, Ian. Thank you.
Thanks, Mapule, and thank you, Brad Tembi, as well for introducing the session. Yeah, as Mapule mentioned, we thought it would be nice to have a short conversation with probably two of the most important people on the call, who are two of the beneficiaries of the LL Tech Academy program, Abongile and Nceba, and really just to find out what their journey has been like and what their experience of the program has been. And maybe Abongile, I can start with you. I know you'd studied IT at Nelson Mandela University, and I think you'd already started a business in some way before joining the program. Tell us a little bit about the situation you were in at that time, and then really what the LL Tech program did for you personally and for your business.
Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, of course.
Okay. I just want to Okay, is everyone able to see my screen now?
Yes, I think we can.
Okay, thank you. I'm Abongile, and I'm just going to make this short because of time. So I was part of the LL Tech Academy training session. So in doing so, I already had a company called A Bit More Technology. So as you said, I grew up in Mthatha, and I studied software development in Nelson Mandela University, which is where I currently am right now. And before LL Tech Academy, I was unemployed, trying to figure out how to start the business correctly and all of that. So I went into being a street vendor, which is I would sell things for cash so that I could take that money and put it into my company. So when I started at LL Tech, that's where I learned how to actually run my business. I was introduced to computer repairs and mobile repairs. We did a lot of things that included network management. We also learned how to pick apart computers and cell phones. So I would say the biggest thing that I learned from LL Tech Academy, that I got from LL Tech Academy, was mentorship, because that was something I did not have previously. And mentorship is important for you to be able to know where the business is going. So I learned things like how to create my own cash flow, how to do like a budget for the business, and how to compile like a complete business plan so as to see the vision of the company. So Mr. Alu also taught us about design thinking, which is a very important process in the initiation phase of the idea that you have for your company to where you want it to be. So we got a lot of opportunities at LL Tech Academy, which I will say in the next slide. So we also had coaching sessions with Mam Tobo, who taught us a lot. She taught us about knowing yourself first before you can run your business, because the importance of how you are as a person translates to how you actually run your business. So we also had like certification opportunities where we were part of the Cisco IoT Internet of Things training sessions and cybersecurity. We also did a certificate with a CompTIA A+, which is for hardware repairs, which is an internationally recognized certificate. So I talked about opportunities. While being at the LL Tech Academy, I was able to work with one of the Eastern Cape departments, which is ECDC, Eastern Cape Development Corporation. So I was able to get jobs, tenders from them, for like 2 tenders from them, being part of the LL Tech Academy. And it was the LL Tech Academy that helped me, that actually introduced me to ECDC. I also am currently working with the New Humanity Foundation. I have a remote job with the New Humanity Foundation where I edit their videos and upload them on Facebook. So that's a great opportunity to actually have a job internationally, so that your company can be recognized. So my company, as I said, is a bit more technology. It's a creative studio and digital engineering studio. So what I mean by that is we do branding, and we also focus on computer and mobile repairs. The reason why I opened this company was because I recognized the need for employment in our city. We have a high rate of unemployment. And secondly, the companies that are already running in the city do not scale because they lack branding, they lack the ability to actually connect their brand to other places. So my company focuses on helping those companies create a company that will be recognized not just in our city but in South Africa and the world as a whole. The main services that I have at the Digital Engineering Studio, as I said, it's computer and mobile repairs, server management, and software support. The Creative Studio, we have web development, which is our main focus right now. We also have print media, where we print signboards and business cards for our clients. We also focus mainly on digital marketing, which is the only way we see that we can help these companies actually expand into a national and global scale. So the challenges that I've had so far is because I'm currently transitioning from being a mobile company, that means not having like an office, into a company that actually has an office. Because of the way things are run in our city, we actually need offices, unfortunately, in the city. So the main challenge would be the equipment. It's also the marketing. I need marketing for the office, because for it to strive, I need to reach a wider target audience. So the other thing is personnel. With the jobs that come in, I need someone to actually help with making sure that we move quicker with the jobs that are coming in. Another challenge, which I would say we need help on, is knowing how to manage our clients. Because sometimes you find you get a client, do a job, and they will take longer to pay, which affects the cash flow of the company. So if we could get help in that regard, that would be great. So as far as the LL Tech Academy, it has really helped me into growing the company that I already had, and actually seeing the vision of the company that I have. And it has also helped me personally, the personal growth, having the confidence to actually run the business, and knowing my weaknesses and strengths, and finding the right people that will accommodate my weaknesses, so that I can run an effective company. So thank you.
Abongile, thank you so much for sharing that. It's amazing to see how far you've come in such a short time, from selling your clothing as a vendor to now having grown this business and having such a clear idea of what your offering is. And if those challenges that you have, I mean, in life, there are good challenges and bad challenges. And those are all good challenges,
Good challenges.
because it shows you're growing. And I think you touched on it as well, but it's not just the technical side of the business skills you learned. You learned so much about yourself, and I think that's certainly what we believe. You know, entrepreneurs and small businesses, you know, they've got to focus on their own development, not just the business's development, because ultimately they're the drivers of their business. And it's amazing to see how your experience with the LL Tech Academy helped grow you internally as much as externally. So thank you so much for sharing that. Nceba, that's a pretty tough act to follow, Nceba. But tell us a little bit about your experience, because I believe you'd also studied a little bit of tech in Durban before joining the academy. So tell us where you were at before joining the LL Tech Academy, and what your experience was. I think, can you just mute yourself, Nceba?
Good afternoon, everyone. Yes, now you hear me. My name is Nceba from Montreal, Eastern Cape. I'm one of the trainees in JLI Academy. Before I joined JLI, I went to PC training in Durban to study IT. Then I couldn't finish my IT journey because of financial problems. And then I went back home in Amtata. And then when I was in Amtata, I came across with this advertisement that was advertising whereby they were advertising how to teach people entrepreneur and also IT technique. And then I get interested to the advertisement, and I get interested to the advertisement, and I apply. I joined the academy, and then we trained at the academy how to fix computers, how to manage business, how to manage yourself. Through the journey of JLLI, I managed to start my own business, of which I moved from Eastern Cape to Durban again to continue with my studies, since I didn't complete my study at PC training. Then I started the business that I was trained in JLLI here in Durban now. Now I'm having a business in Durban that is fixing computers, cell phone, and also I also came across with one of the business while I was looking for a space to run my business, because I was running the business at my place where I stay. Then I went to a person that is running a business around and asked for a space, and then this guy gave me a space, of which now I'm running a business in that space. I'm still get coaching from JLI, and then I heard that JLI it's going to have a business, a trainee academy in East London at Tanzania, of which I was interested in going back home and doing the business that side and carry on and training some people in that JLI academy. Another thing that the challenges that I'm facing in business is that I have a lot of work in my business, since I have cell phone repair, computer repair, and then now I have another one that is I develop point of sales. Since I'm doing system development now, I'm developing school management systems, point of sales. Um, there's a lot that I'm doing. Then I have a challenge in getting second person to help me, and a challenge of getting a space Another thing that I was looking at is to get some tenders so that I may grow in business and employ some people and make the business grow as well. Thank you.
That's amazing, Nceba. Thank you. Again, that's a high quality problem to have, in that you're growing, you're needing people to help, you've got customers. Yeah, I believe, as always, the challenge is how to make sure those customers pay on time and allow you to run a plannable business. But I believe also that you're now, as part of the Cisco Internet of Things program, you're studying the advanced program there now. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I'm studying the advanced program now in Cisco, of which I was introduced in JLI that they are doing an advanced class, of which I joined the advanced class, of which I'm really interested in doing the IT program, the IT journey. Now I'm doing advanced class in Internet of Things, in programming, Python. Yes.
Wow. Well, again, that's amazing for you to have come so far in such a short period of time. It would be great to spend much longer chatting to you, but I know we're pressed for time. So to Abongile and Nceba, thank you so much for sharing your story. And I think it just validates why we're all here today, that we just see the impact that GLLI are having on the beneficiaries. And in such difficult times, that there's such great stories of hope and growth and personal development. So thank you so much for sharing. And Mapule, I'll hand it back to you. Mapule, are you still there? In Mapule's absence, maybe I can segue to the next one. I think there were,
thanks, Ian.
Judone, we're due to have some feedback from our partners, from the IDC, I think, from Solomon possibly, and Cedar and Jan and the Golden Institute.
Solomon, would you like to go first?
Yes, Chaledi, let me try and say something here. First of all, let me say, as I was listening to the speakers here, the lady and the gentleman there, it reminds me of the journey that I had with them from day one until they graduated. And then secondly, as I was listening to their presentations there, and then I started becoming so emotional. I didn't know that the journey that we began that day, I think in 2018, if I'm not mistaken, maybe after 2 years will yield this kind of results. And then let me just comment about the very same program that Mr. Alo and the team together with Zona ran in that particular area of Tata. It was a very beautiful program. And then I don't think we had some downs. We only had some ups only during the training. And then maybe one thing that they forgot to mention is that during the recruitment process, it was advertised on the social media platforms, Facebook and etc. And then we also posted the advert on the local newspaper by the name of Daily Dispatch. And then if I'm not mistaken, we got how many applications? Alo will correct me. I think 200 and something, if I'm not mistaken, of the candidates that were showing an interest in joining this training. And then during the course of the training, it was a smooth sailing training with the leadership of Mr. Alo and the team. And then we came to a stage whereby they had to go and graduate, and then from there we handed over some startup packs so that they can go and start their businesses in different areas, as you have heard from Abongile and Nceba to say they are currently busy. So to me, this is a very good story to tell, to say, and especially just because now our country is also under a very dark cloud of things and services that are not that are really not working at all. And then this negativity that is out there in the public, I understand it's really frustrating a lot of people that were looking up to maybe the donors or to the government to provide something. But in that small area of Mthatha, we've got guys that really came on board and then listened to the instructions of the organization, and then they came on board. They knew what they wanted. So with these few words about the program, I would like to say it's one of those programs or trainings that you won't even be shy to stand at the podium and talk about it. And then secondly, I would like to applaud the leadership of the GLLI Academy. One, Mr. Alo, Zona, and Emmanuel. And then Linda De Sinjo. I'm struggling to pronounce his name, but I'm sure he's listening. Because together with Ntade Tembi, they came on board. They assisted Mr. Alo from day one until they completed the program. They have been through thick and thin with Alo, and then because by himself he cannot do by himself, he also needs advices from the board of members of the board. And then together with the guys that supported him internationally. And then lastly, let me say, I can describe Mr. Alo Diodene as the person who is a straight talker. I can describe him as a person that is very much strict. And then I can describe him as a person who is very much who is very much professional. And then he knows what he wants, and then he knows how to get it. And then it's well acquainted with all the systems. Unfortunately, some of the systems were frustrating him because the challenge that we had in that particular area was the issue of the space, where he can be able to operate and then work with his fellow students. And then whoever knows the area, Mthatha is it's overpopulated, and then with few resources. So the space was an issue, and then where we rented was very much expensive. And then we tried to pull some plugs whereby we can be able to rope in some other funders. Unfortunately, they didn't. Did you hear what I said?
We can hear you, Solomon.
Oh, I thought I muted myself this side. Okay, fine, let me continue. And then while I'm busy continuing describing Alo, I will say he is the gentleman who is by virtue pro-poor, pro-vulnerable, pro the voiceless, and the marginalized. his passion is way out of this world. And then he's somebody who is very much patient. He has got good quality, he has got good leadership qualities. He's the person who can be able to consult and listen to you and take all the instructions. And then wherever he doesn't understand, he's willing to engage with you, because he's the person who, by virtue of him as Mr. Alo, is afraid and scared of making some errors.